So continuing from Friday, we were reading the story. We were hearing the story of Samudra Manthan, and in Samudra Manthan, uh, there were a lot of learning. So one of the important things what we should know is that in Samudra Manthan, why poison came first? What was the reason that the poison came as the first item? So there could have been any other item which could have come, but the churning led to poison coming out first. So the reason, first major reason is like in our life of spiritual life, whenever we enter into a spiritual life or there's a big churning happening in our life or some big thing which we do, the first thing is that the bad qualities, the sins come out. So we'll start whenever we do chanting, we started doing chanting. The new things which were first thing which happened is, we always had bad thoughts, bad things coming out. Actually, they are coming out, they're being thrown off. So in chanting that happens. So in a spiritual life, first thing is the poisonous things, the sins, the bad things come out and they start leaving us. Second thing is after that we start feeling a very good journey and we start receiving gifts. So there's a lot of gifts and everything we get. Nice things starts happening to us. So that's again, Maya is trying to pull us. So there's the illusion. Maya is trying to say, okay, now you got to get the gifts. Now you be happy. Forget chanting. Forget Lord Krishna. Forget whatever you're doing. So some people say, "Arey, abhi to we got everything. Now we don't need to continue chanting. So we already got." So some like in Samudra Manthan, you saw the gifts were coming out, jewels were coming out, cow was coming out, elephant was. So there were a lot of things which were coming out. And they were actually lucrative, but the devtas were already given direction by Lord Vishnu. Focus on the nectar. So we are also given a direction by our gurus, spiritual gurus, who say you focus on the love of Lord Krishna. So that is the end objective. Don't get distracted with nice things, good things that start happening in your life. So same way our focus is. So Samudra Manthan actually gives us the path of how to reach the goal of nectar. The nectar is nectar of the Lord's name, and this will happen only. And in the whole journey, the Lord Vishnu is helping the devtas. So in our life also we'll have a guru. We have a guru who will continuously keep on helping us. So in one of the places I read, a guru is like one of I've heard guru is like a person who is taking care of his herds. So suppose he has goats and herds who is taking care. He sees if any of his herd or this animal goes outside the track, he'll see that he brings it back by hitting him a stick or just calling him out. Same way our guru is also will ensure that we are on track, we are on the right path. So this is what Lord Vishnu was doing, and in our life we have Guru who is taking us in the right direction. So Samudra Manthan teaches us very, very significant things, and also it teaches us you work on the strengths of people around you. Don't criticize them. Don't be critic of anybody, and particularly on Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas criticizing Vaishnavas is no, Lord Himself will not save us. So we have to be very careful. So on taking care of other things. So always focus on strength and be positive and focus on the nectar of devotion. Okay, so that day we also were reading Narsimata's story, but actually what happened because of less time, I tried to rush through that. What we'll do, we'll just go through that story where we left. So where were we? We had heard about how Lord Krishna, how Lord Shiva took Narsimata to the Ras Mandal, and then he could see the Ras Leela, and Narsimata was not willing to come back, and there he got gifts from Lalita Sakhi, then other gopis and Radharani, who gave him a kartal and tulsi beads and put tilak on his head, and then he came back and he started living. So then again we heard about the story of the Shrad, which he had to do, and he was just Lord Krishna came and did that Shrad for him in a very royal manner. So then we also heard about this money lender, which I told you there is a temple in the name of Shamal Seth or Samla Seth in Dwarkadish, where Lord Krishna gave the money on behalf of Narsimata. So there was a group of people in Junagadh where there were people who were looking for the person who does a hundi. Hundi is basically a way that they will give the money in that place, and when they go to the other city, they will receive the money from some other person who's the contact of that person who gives hundi. So people try to make basically create disturbance for Narsi Mehta. They send him to him. They send those people to Narsi Mehta, and then he was forced to give a hundi, and then he said, "You take it from Shamal Seth in Dwarkadish." And then Lord Krishna there, he finally gave those money to this Shamal, and he told them, "I am a servant. I am a servant of Narsi Mehta." And then we heard about his marriage, the marriage of. So his daughter was married. So one of his daughter was married, and then she was basically she was pregnant. She gave a birth to a baby boy, and there was function in her family. So when there was a function in her family, he was called. She also her in-laws did not like her parents, like Narsi Mehta, because he was very poor. But they had to invite them because of formality. So they said, okay, you call him. And then when he came in a very shabby dress and with some few people doing bhajan. And they were made to stay in a, stable where horses or bullocks were kept, and they were staying there. And then they said, your father is of no use. He doesn't get anything. Then Narsi told his daughter, you ask them to give a list, whatever they want, I'll give them. So she goes and tells their in-laws, you give a list, my father will arrange. Then when they give a very big list, bring this, so many things. They ask like a dowry list. And then again, she goes back to her father and says, this is the list. She says, okay, I've seen, just check with them if they have missed out something. So she goes back again, and then again, they add two more items, big stone like gold and stone size silver, and she brings. And then Narsi Mehta gets this list. And then he arranges. So then he prays to Lord Krishna, says, so with the feet of, he puts it on the feet of Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna next day arranges full bullock carts. So here also, when he had to go to his place of his daughter, he did not have a vehicle. How will he go? So he had to request somebody to give a bullock cart. So somebody finally, he gave bulls. So two bulls somebody gave, and those were very tired, weak type bulls. But there, Narsi spoke into their ears, you have been working hard like beasts and wasted your life, and now you do some good work. So do some parmarth, service for a high cause. So the two bulls moved their heads as if to say yes, and they got power and they started, moving. And then, but they had to hear the bull, he did not have the cart. So he got a cart from somebody, then he pulled it, and that cart was also not proper, it could break any moment. And then on the way, it collapsed. So then the cart collapsed. And then he was praying, and then suddenly a carpenter came, and carpenter was no other than Lord Krishna. He came, anybody who wants to make a cart. So he helped, and he built the bullock cart for him, and that bullock cart was made very strong. So in lot of and then that's when Krishna asked him for payment. Then he sang a bhajan for him, saying Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna. And he said, you start chanting this, and this is your payment. And this is the way he was taking. And Lord Krishna helped Narsi Mehta almost 100 times. He personally came to this thing. So when his daughter happened, then we also arrived, and then Lord, he gave the gift. And Kedar Rag, we heard, how he used to sing when Narsi Mehta used to sing. Kedar Rag, the flowers, the garland used to fall down from Lord's deity's neck, and it used to fall down. So once somebody tried to put a trick, and then they put a very strong string and silk thread, and it was made very tight, and garland was very strong. And then when he was singing, the garland was not coming out. But he kept on singing, and then Lord Krishna came and he pulled that garland, took it, and he brought it. Basically, it was coming in air. Nobody could see Lord Krishna. And the garland came and moved, and it came into the neck of Narsi Mehta, and everybody was stunned. Then his son's marriage was there, and then again, Lord Krishna there, Krishna, Rukmani, and all his wives, they all came and did the arrangements. So Lord Krishna said, Dwarka, this Narsi Mehta's son's marriage is there. I know he'll not do anything. His marriage is coming. He'll be sitting just idle. I'll have to go. So he was going. Then Rukmini said, oh, I'll also come. I'll help you. Then his other wives told, no, we'll also come. So everybody came there, and they all helped in making all cookings. and this thing, all the queens, they all helped in the whole welcoming the guests, and they managed the whole wedding, and this was beautiful. So this is what was Narsi Mehta's story, and a beautiful, wonderful sage who teaches us that we have to be, we have to have faith in Lord, and He will definitely take care of us. So Narsi Mehta, he Jai. So now we'll start with the next important chapter of Bali and Vaman. So Bali Maharaj and Vaman Avatar. So how does that story begin? So in our earlier Samudra Manthan, we saw Indra had insulted this Durvasa Muni by putting that garland on the elephant's neck and a trunk, and the elephant actually crushed it, and then he was cursed by Durvasa Muni, and he lost the this thing, or the demons took over everything. Now after the Samudra Manthan, the Devtas got the nectar and they attacked the demons. So Devtas attacked the demons, and there was a huge war. So now they were all powerful. The Devtas were completely powerful, and because now Devtas got the Devtas got the nectar, the Asuras actually became very violent, saying that they cheated us, and they were also angry. So there was a fight between them, and it was a huge battle. So the battle is actually described quite in detail. The demons had actually a lot of mystic powers, whereas Devtas had less mystic powers. The demons are supposed to have mystic powers. They used to come on invisible airplanes and used to put throw weapons on Indra and everything. But because now Indra and Lord Indra, and they had taken nectar and they had also become powerful, they also could fight those things, and they could save themselves, and they could actually eat it properly. And Bali was throwing arrows on Indra and Airavat, but before Bali's arrows could touch him, Indra expertly counteracted him with his Bala weapon, and then Bali again became angry, and he shoots Shakti weapon on him. But before that, again Indra cuts it into pieces, and this way there was constant fight between Bali and Lord Indra, and Indra was easily cutting those weapons which were being thrown on him by Bali. Then after that, Bali started using illusion. So he created a giant mountain from which the trees were burnt, were falling on him. Sharp chips of stones were hitting the Devtas. And the mountains were also raining scorpions, snakes, and lions, tigers. And everything was, and elephants, and it was crushing the Devtas. And there was basically whirlpools, furious floods, and everything. It was, and because of this, all the Devtas became Moras, because now Bali was using illusory tactics or mystic powers. Then at that time, immediately Lord Vishnu appeared on Garud. And then when Lord Vishnu appeared, the whole illusory activity goes away. So one important thing is, when the Lord enters our life, all illusion goes away. So here Lord Vishnu first enters the battlefield, and the whole illusion which was created by the demons, it was gone. And then again, the fight began. Again, there was a cruel demon called Kala Nemi, who was riding on a lion, and he threw his trident on Garuda's head. But before that, Lord caught him and threw it back and killed that Kala Nemi also. And then Lord also fought, and he also killed a lot of demons there. So Lord comes and he's helping the Devtas again and again. So here also, when the fight is happening, he's helping them, and this was being destroyed. Then Indra and Bali's fight again started. So then Indra says to Bali, you rascal, just as a cheater blindfolds a child and takes away all his belongings, you are trying to defeat us by your mystic powers. But understand that we are the masters of all childish powers you are demonstrating. So he's trying to show, your powers are like childish, whatever your mystic powers. Wait for my thunderbolt, and today I will finish you. Then after that, Bali is replying, Indra, don't speak arrogantly. See, Bali, like Vrittasura, was a devotee. So Vrittasura also had knowledge, spiritual knowledge. He was always calm on the battlefield. So Bali also talks very sensibly. He says, Indra, don't speak arrogantly. Whatever results one attains are according to one's destiny. But out of ignorance, you consider yourself to be the cause of your victory. Now, very important lesson. See, in the whole, this chapter is what we are saying. Sometimes the demons are winning, sometimes the Devtas are winning. It's not that, Devtas have won always. But they have won with the help of Lord, and they have come back. And wherever the demons have won, they have also won because of the blessings of the gurus, Shukracharya or serving the Guru, they have won. But here, intelligent talk is being done by Bali. He's saying, you should not become arrogant, and also you should not believe that you are the cause of your victory. We are always victorious by somebody help. First, God's help is there, but there are a lot of people who help us. And sometimes it may be you may be winning, sometimes you may be losing. After that, Indra could not reply to him and then Indra finally releases Brahmastra at Bali, and Bali also felt very injured. So Brahmastra was released by Indra, and he became injured, and Bali was taken away from by his this thing. Jambasura, one of the demons, he took Bali from that, and then again there was a demon who attacked Indra, and there was so this battle continued and this thing, and Indra finally used his Vajra weapon, and there was a lot of fight happening. So at that time, what happened? Narad Muni came and said, now it is too much. You stop your fight. Everybody is listening. So, and one important thing is there was one demon called Namochi. Namochi was a demon whom Indra was trying to attack with Vajra, with so many things, but nothing was happening. Thunderbolt was touching him and going away. So then he told, some mystic voice came and told that Namochi is a demon who cannot be killed, cannot be killed by anything which is dry or moist. So either a dry thing, it cannot kill him, nor even a moist thing, a watery or something, it cannot kill him. So then they would think of any other way. So then Indra used his intelligence and he used foam. Foam is like, this soap foam. So with a foam kind of a weapon he created, because foam is a thing which is neither dry nor moist. And with that foam, he killed Namochi. And then Narad Muni came to stop this fight. And he said, you Devtas, you are protected by Lord Vishnu. And you have already received Amrit and have become powerful. So stop fighting, and there is no need to kill all the Asuras. And then once this was told, all the Devtas understood and they stopped the fighting. And the Asuras also left. They also vacated Indralok, Devlok, and the Devtas could gain it back. So one important thing is, in our previous chapter also, when Brahma, so in Dhruva's story also, Dhruva Maharaj's story, Lord Brahma came and stopped Dhruva from killing those Yakshasas. So there he was killing everybody because of one of the Yakshas had killed his brother. So he was killing everybody. Lord Brahma said, no, you don't kill everybody, and he stopped. So immediately he stopped. So here also the Devtas, when Narad Muni came and gave them advice, stop, then they immediately stopped. And after this, the Devtas, everything was done. Then Bali also went to his for his medical treatment. So they left, and then they were ruling this kingdom, heavenly kingdom. The Devtas took over and got the heavenly kingdom back. After that, Bali Maharaj, what he did, he served his Guru. He started serving him. He gave a lot of service to Shukracharya. So he was cured by Shukracharya. So Shukracharya brought him back to life. The Bali Maharaj was very critically injured. So Shukracharya, he saved him and he brought him back to life. And so Bali Maharaj was he obligated to Shukracharya. He started serving him, and with a lot of serving to all Shukracharya and all his gurus, he got strong blessings. He got very strong blessings. Then again they attacked the Devtas, and then they attacked with super renounced power. And then when they were attacking this, Indra was also surprised. Right? Sometime back only we have attacked and we have we have won over them. And again, from where did they get this power? So they went and they approached Brahaspati, their guru. So Brahaspati told them, see, Bali he's come back with. So Indra is telling his Guru Brahaspati, our old enemy Bali has come back with renewed enthusiasm and astonishing power, which we cannot resist. He seems to be devouring us. Please tell me what is the cause of his strength. So he's devouring, he's killing all the Devtas. So Brahaspati said, dear Indra, the cause of Bali's power is the blessings of his Guru and the Brahmanas. They were pleased with his devotion and blessed him with great power. It is their power and not Bali's power. So the Gurus and Brahmanas' powers is amazing. He got it back because of it. Bali became powerful. So indirectly, Brahaspati was hinting, that he was also equal to Shukracharya. If Indra also would have served him properly, I would have been pleased and I could have given him that power. But now Brahaspati said, see, right now you cannot withstand Bali. He's superly powerful. So right now I advise you leave this Indra Lok and run away. That he will go away silently from here. because you don't, the Asuras are very powerful and you do not have the strength to oppose them. And he advised them leave. So then Indra left the place, heavenly kingdom. They just left, all the devas went away. And then when Bali came there, he took over the kingdom back, the heavenly kingdom. He took charge. So now this is the stage. Amrit was taken. Asuras were defeated. Devtas got the Indra and Devtas got the heavenly planets back. Then again, because of Bali Maharaj serving his guru Sukracharya, he got they fought back again with the Devtas and they got the heavenly planets back. So now the Devtas are outside. So they're homeless basically. They are outside the home. So now after that, what happens? The mother of Devtas, Aditi, she becomes worried. She's saying, my children, they've lost all their planet, all the place, all their house. So what should I do? So she goes to Kashyap, and Kashyap Muni was actually in meditation. So after many days, he came out of meditation, and then he watches Aditi, and she seems to be worried. So she's worried, she's looking sad. So he's asking them, why are you looking so sad? Have you not properly received uninvited guests at your home? Homes from which guests go away without being received, even with an offering of little water, are like holes of jackals. Are you in anxiety of separation from me? Are your sons happy? Your withered faces shows that your mind is not peaceful. The first thing he told, whether you have not served the uninvited guests. So Atithi Devo Bhava is a theme of, or is a learning of our Sanatana Dharma from ancient times. So here, Kashyap Muni is also telling Aditi, whether you did not receive your guest well, is it because of that you're looking sad? Or what has happened? Are you anxious because of separation from me? Or are your sons happy? So Aditi says, everything is well regarding my household duties and guest reception. Because I always follow your instructions, I cannot neglect dharma. My only concern is for my sons, the Devtas. They are deprived of their positions in heaven because the demons have occupied their positions. As a result, my sons are now wandering in disguise. Please help them regain what they have lost. So she's worried about their sons who are just wandering in disguise because Indra and everybody, they're out from the heavenly planets. Then Kashyap Muni says, okay, the only thing is then you have to worship Lord Vishnu. That's the only thing you can do. And your all wishes will be fulfilled. Then she asks, tell me, how should I worship? So always, so now she's agreed, yes, we should do that. But tell me the procedure also. So now he tells, I shall explain you the same process Lord Brahma has taught me when I desired a son. So Kashyap Muni is saying, when I desired a son, he had given me this process. So I'm telling you that. So that process is called Payovrata process. Payovrata process. So Payovrata process may what happens in the bright fortnight of the Falgun month for 12 days. So in a Falgun month, for 12 days till Dwadasi, one should subsist only on milk. So for 12 days, just take milk, nothing else, and worship the Lord with unalloyed devotion. And then on a daily basis, you should do following spiritual activities. Offer prayers to the Lord, and you should chant one Dwadasra mantra, which was in Dhruv Maharaj also chanted, and when Srimad Bhagavatam begins, it's the same mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So that is the mantra he advised him to chant for 12 days, be on water, do spiritual activities. And she listened carefully, and Kashyap Muni also mentioned, offer garlands, incense, and lamps to the deity. So agarbatti, garlands, and lamps you offer. Bathe him with milk. So you do a deity abhishek with milk and dress him nicely. During these 12 days, avoid all material talks. So when 12 days, don't go out, no gossip, nothing, no material talks, nothing about that. And remain free from envy and keep yourself pure. So enviness is one of the biggest diseases we have in this world. We are always envious of somebody. So you do not have envy and keep yourself pure and distribute the prasad to the brahmanas and poor people. The Lord will be pleased with you and fulfill your desires. And for this 12 days, it's actually very simple. For 12 days, such a vrat which can be done, Payovrat. And she did this without any laziness. She was very alert. And then when she completed this, Lord Vishnu appeared. So Lord Vishnu appears there in a 400 form, and seeing him, Aditi is overwhelmed. And she just stands up and offers prayers, and tears come from her eyes. And she was just watching the Lord, so beautiful he was. And she prayed to him, my dear Lord, you are the master and protector of your devotees. Your feet are the shelter of all holy places. Being the all-knower, you are already aware of my desires. If you are pleased by my service, please show me your mercy. So then Lord Vishnu said, dear Aditi, I already understood your long cherished desire for the welfare of your sons who were deprived of all the opulences by the Asuras. And Lord Vishnu continued, O mother of the Devatas, your sons will surely be back in their lost position. But at the moment, the Asuras are unconquerable because they have been favored by the Brahmanas, who are in turn favored by me. So Lord Vishnu is telling, right now, Asuras are powerful because they are favored by Brahmanas, because he served the Brahmanas and Brahmanas are happy with him. And because I am also obliged to Brahmanas, because I also favor the Brahmanas, so I can't do anything as of now. So they will this thing. So there's no fight. There's fighting with them is not beneficial. But I will favor you and I'll take a birth as your son and protect the Devata. So I'll come as your son. And till that time, you worship your husband Kashyap, who is pure by his austerity. Always think of me and keep this secret, even if someone inquires. So he told, don't tell anybody that I will come as your son. Keep this as a secret. So I don't know where, somewhere I heard that ladies, somewhere we said ladies can't keep a secret. So generally with this, the ladies used to keep secret. But somewhere I heard this when Yudhishthir and Kunti Mata discussed when Karan dies in the battlefield. And when Yudhishthir Maharaj comes to know that, Karan was his brother, and then he becomes very angry with Kunti Mata. He says, why didn't you tell me why did you allow us to kill our brother? If I had known that he was our brother, I would have never killed him. I would have died myself. And then he becomes very angry and he said, now onwards. So I know somewhere I've read how much true, maybe it may be true, it may not be true. Said from now onwards, women will not be able to keep a secret. So he tells Kunti, and then from that day, it says, the women are not able to keep the secret. It's not that now women and men also don't keep secret. So here, the topic came, Lord Vishnu tells Aditi to keep secret that I will come as your son. So she doesn't inform his husband. So then after that, Lord enters Kashyap's mind. So when Lord comes now, he enters to the mind and heart of the devotee. He doesn't come in the normal process of what is the way children are born. So he appears. Then he appears. From that, he enters to the womb of Aditi, and then he comes in his four-hand form. So again, when he's in Aditi's womb, then Lord Brahma also prays him, O Lord, all glories unto you. Your uncommon activities are very difficult to comprehend. You have appeared in the womb of Prishni previously, now in Aditi's womb. Several times you appear as the son of your devotees only to please them and perform beautiful pastimes. So Lord Vishnu comes out with a four-handed form, and he's wearing beautiful yellow garments with a Shank, Chakra, Dada, Padma, and his complexion is effulgent black pearl and divine appearance is appearing, created auspiciousness, happiness in the entire universe. And then to please his parents, he assumes the form of a sweet, small Brahmana dwarf, a short Brahmana in his size. So dwarf, what you call it, and Brahmana, and he's named Vaman. So he's called Vaman. And then all the Devatas come and they start giving a gift to him. So a secret thread ceremonies performed for Lord Vaman, which is performed by the sages. And then the celestial beings, Devatas, they come. They offer like Mother Earth. She gives him a deer skin, like a sage. They wear a deer skin. So he's given a deer skin. Moon God gives him a staff, a Brahma Danda, which is given. Lord Brahma gives him a water pot, Kamandu or water pot. Mother Saraswati gives him the string of Rudraksha. So, he's wearing a Rudraksha beads. And various personalities, they also offer him various. So he has Kamandu, then skin, and also a secret thread. And he's carrying a staff. And he's also having an umbrella also. So somebody gives him an umbrella and he's carrying. So after this thing, so then what Lord Vaman does, he hears that, King Bali is doing a Ashwamedha sacrifice. Somewhere in Bhragu Kacha on the northern side of the river. And then he did not waste any time and he immediately went to that place. So here, how is mercy? This is a lesson on affection. So here it is mentioned, how Suniti told Dhruv, that I am one mother whose heart is filled with affection for my child, but Lord Hari has the combined affection of millions of mothers. So Lord Hari is millions of mothers' power. His affection is that much, and he alone has a complete affection, intention, and ability to understand what is best for his children and help them accordingly. He can very well understand a mother's heart and her anxiety for her children and do the needful to address the situation. Sometimes what he does may not seem pleasant externally, but he knows what is the best for everyone. And those who have faith in him can understand and accept his decision. So we have to always have faith in the Lord. We may feel, it's not good, doesn't make, like right now I'm not feeling happy, but in the long run, maybe he may be testing us for something. But in the long run, he'll do that. So now Lord Vaman reaches this Bali Maharaj's place. So Bali Maharaj actually completed he completed 100 Ashwamedha Yajna. So that is the reason he was awarded. He's awarded by the Lord. Subsequently, we'll see as he'll be made Indra in one of the Manvantras. So for becoming, what is the qualification for becoming Indra is to complete 100 Ashwamedha Yajna. So Ashwamedha is, the horse is sent across and you win. So here Bali Maharaj did that and he actually completed. So the Lord, he will become Lord Indra also in subsequent Manvantras. So then now Lord Vaman goes and he reaches to Bali and he goes there. And when he enters, once he just steps, and when he walking, the earth is going down, it's just small steps. He's having his baby boy step and is pushing the earth down. And when he reaches there, because of his effulgence, everybody stands up. Everybody sees, such a great personality has come and everybody gives respect. It's like rising sun robbing everyone with his splendor. And everyone stood dumbstruck. They stood up for welcoming this thing. In fact, King Bali also became very happy, and he also, had a lot of devotion when he saw the Lord. And but because he was a Kshatriya, he restrained from showing that. So he did not this thing, but he unhesitantly went there. He was a Kshatriya, and he also honored the Brahmana. So what he did, he restrained his devotional feelings, but he fulfilled the role of what Kshatriya is supposed to do. So he made Bali Vaman Avatar sit, Lord Vaman sit, washed his feet, and then he took that water and put it on his head. It's actually Charnamrit. So whenever we wash the feet of a guru, either we can drink it or we can put on our head, whatever suits us, that should be done. So Bali praised, Brahman. Now there's a discussion which happens between Bali Maharaj and Lord Vaman. So it's a little very sweet discussion. So now Bali is saying, my dear Brahmana, I heartily welcome you. What can I do for you? By your auspicious arrival today, our entire dynasty has been purified. Today, my sacrifice has finally been completed. All my sins are destroyed by his water that has washed your feet. The touch of your divine feet has sanctified the entire earth. So then Bali is further saying, it appears that you have come here to ask me for something. You may take whatever you want from me, a cow, golden palaces, palatable food, horses, elephants, chariots, or anything else. Please ask me without hesitation. So now Bali Maharaj has promised, you ask. Then now Lord Vaman talks. So Lord Vaman says, he's very pleased and satisfied. He said, dear king, your words are truthful and excellent. Your advisors are the exalted Brahmanas from the Bhrigu dynasty. So Shukracharya was son of Bhrigu. So he was from Bhrigu dynasty. And then he was standing there, he was watching. While your ancestors boast of greatest Prahlad. So Bali Maharaj is also not less. His grandfather is Prahlad, Bhakt Prahlad, one of the greatest devotees. Hiranyakashipu's son. And he's saying, I only want 3 steps of land to the measurements of my steps. And he's such a small dwarf and he's asking only 3 steps of land. I don't ask for anything else from you. Also, you are the king of the entire universe and very generous. I don't want anything beyond my necessity. One who accepts charity beyond one's own needs will be entangled in sin. This is a very important statement for sages in today's world, to Brahmanas or priests who are there. One who accepts charity beyond one's needs will be entangled in sin. Today I see, the priests, they have huge demand for doing any religious ceremony, be it somebody's death or be it somebody's marriage. Marriage is okay, at least you take money, but for death also they have a package. They'll do a package. I'll do this Garud Puran, I'll do this 7 days Katha, and plus all these functions. So I'll charge you 1 lakh rupees that way. And plus along with that they will give you a list of things. So people nowadays, the priests, whatever they ask charities, it's actually beyond what they need. But this is the way the world is now, because they also have need of educating the children, the expenses have gone up. Sometimes, sometimes it's okay, but some people are really unreasonable. So that balance, having a balance, is very difficult. So now this when Vaman told this, just 3 steps, and Bali Maharaj is looking at his size, such a small dwarf, and with 3 steps of land, what he'll do, saying, dear Brahmana, being a mere boy with insufficient intelligence, you aren't aware of your needs. Although I can give you an entire island, you are asking only for 3 steps of land. See, there's a difference here. Bali Maharaj, maximum what he can give you island. But what did Lord Vishnu give to Dhruv? A planet, Dhruv Lok, a Vaikunth type of a planet. So see the difference. Bali Maharaj, king of the universe at the time, he's king of the heavenly planet, says, I can give you an island at the most maximum. But Dhruv gets, Lord Vishnu can give much more. He can give a planet. So in fact, he'll give a planet to Bali also. So he's saying this. So you're asking only for 3 steps of land. One who approaches me for something need not ask for anything more from anywhere or anyone. Please ask me for whatever you want. He's saying, what childish, what you are asking. So Lord Vaman is again replying, dear king, even all the enjoyment in the entire universe cannot satisfy a person with uncontrolled senses. One more important sentence. Even all the enjoyment in the entire universe, if we get all the enjoyment of the universe, cannot satisfy a person with uncontrolled senses. If our senses are uncontrolled, he'll never be satisfied. You can see actually practical examples. So there are great personalities in Western world or here also. They have everything in the world, but they're not satisfied. They still want more. They want to enjoy it continuously. I don't know what they'll achieve, but because the senses are not in control, and therefore I am not satisfied with the 3 steps of land. I will not be satisfied. So if my senses are uncontrolled, I'll never be satisfied with anything. Why is this thing? You can give me full universe, I'll never be satisfied. I will not be satisfied. Even the 7 islands of the Bhumandal, great kings ruled the entire earth, but they couldn't achieve satisfaction. There are great kings who are ruling the earth, but they don't have satisfaction. Therefore, I only ask for 3 steps of land, for that will satisfy me. So Bali Maharaj is smiling. Okay, all right, please take whatever you like. And then he prepares to do charities. When they do charity, they're supposed to take some water in the hand and take this thing. So when he was supposed to do that, Shukracharya was watching this. Shukracharya was his guru. So Shukracharya is watching, and he realizes that he is Lord Vishnu. And he tries to alarm him. And then he says, now Shukracharya is stopping him from doing that commitment, promise of, taking water in the hand and giving that promise. He says, Shukracharya is saying to Bali Maharaj, dear king, this Brahmana boy who has appeared as the son of Aditya and Kashyap is Vishnu himself. He has appeared to support the Devatas. The promise you have made unknowingly is very harmful to the Asura. This boy will take away all your land, wealth and property and give it to Indra. How will you then live if you give him everything in charity? See, Shukracharya had his own selfish interest. Because he'll say, the king who is serving me, who is giving me charity, if he becomes poor, then what will I get? I'll not get anything. So his interest is this thing. Then Shukracharya is again giving further reasons. You will not be able to fulfill your promise. And if you don't fulfill your promise, you will go to hell. And now if you have to go to hell by giving everything, better you keep everything and then enjoy for yourself. A charity that endangers one's livelihood is not praiseworthy. One should use one's wealth for dharma, but also keep aside some wealth for one's family welfare. So he's giving him teachings like this. See, as such, if you will not be able to fulfill the promise which Lord Brahman is asking. Then what will happen? You will go to hell. You don't fulfill the promise. As such, you may go to hell, but at least you will not go to hell because you are giving something in charity and something for your own purpose of keeping it. So it's okay. So you will not have a problem. Then Shukracharya is concluding, okay, take back your promise. A promise is truthful only when preceded by the word Om. So he's just trying to justify to Bali Maharaj ki, no worry, you can take back your promise. Therefore, don't worry. One may speak lies in certain situations, like protecting one's wealth or saving someone's life. So he's giving lot of logic, lot of scientific, theory on basis some scriptures. You can break your promise, and because in this situation you are protecting your own wealth, so you can. So then Bali is thinking and he says, then he says, but before, when he gives a promise, so that water from that Kamandu is not coming out. So actually what had happened, Sukracharya had entered that Kamandu which Bali Maharaj had, and he was not letting the water come out. So what happened? Lord Vaman, he saw this, and he had a kushagras with him. So he just pierced one kushagras inside that Kamandu's just small hole is there, na? And it hit one of the eye of Shukracharya. That's the reason Shukracharya is having only one eye. His one eye is closed. His one eye doesn't function because of this kushagras which was put inside by Lord Vaman. And then the water comes out, and then Bali Maharaj was supposed to do the promise. And now Bali is replying to his guru. Now he's replying to his guru. Listen, this is very important. See, this discussion is very, very relevant for us to understand what is right, what is wrong. So even sometimes a guru may be wrong. So in some situations, when he's stopping somebody from worshipping Vishnu, or he's not allowing somebody to follow Vishnu's principles, like for Bhakt Prahlad, his father Hiranyakashipu, he was not allowing. Also, our responsibilities towards the parents, we are supposed to take care of them, and we have to listen to them. But if a parent is actually against the God, it may be it is allowed to not follow his instruction to that extent. And then after this, he's saying, dear Guru, what you have spoken is true. A householder should have a means of livelihood and should not give up his duty of family maintenance. But I am the grandson of Prahlad. You're saying is right. I have to have means of livelihood. I should have some wealth and all those things. But I am a grandson of Prahlad, and I cannot withdraw my promise for the greed of money. How can I cheat a Brahmana? I've already promised him that I will give him 3 steps of land. There is nothing more sinful than untruthfulness. One of the strong statements. So untruthfulness is biggest sin. Mother Earth can bear any heavy weight except the burden of a liar. So Mother Earth also says, it's all is okay, but a liar, I cannot bear him. I do not fear poverty, distress, or even hell as much as I fear cheating a Brahmana. Cheating a Brahmana, a Vaishnav is the biggest sin. He's saying, I'm fearing that. And Shukracharya again, he's still not agreeing. So Bali is further telling him, wealth is anyway temporary and is separated at the time of death. Such a dangerous thing. Right now, I have one known person. That lady did not marry her life to take care of his elder brother and sisters. So also his elder brother sister also did not marry, and she took care. And finally, her elder sister first passed away. Then recently, her elder brother also passed away. Now she's alone and she doesn't know what to do. She's so much, stressed. So she has some wealth. What to do? What will do with the wealth? And she has some wealth in the brother's name, her name. And now she's thinking, and there's no relative also, she doesn't have any close relative. So what to do? And she's very confused. So such situation happens, wealth is anyway temporary and is separated at the time of death. So why not please a Brahmana with that wealth? I am going to lose at the time of death. So the advice I have for such ladies, you donate, do charity now only. Why you want to think, after my death, who will take? You don't know who will take. You give something in charity now only, distribute. So Bali is also saying, Bali is saying, wealth is temporary. I should please a Brahmana now only. Why should I wait for my death? As such, it will go away. Many great men like Dasi and Siddhi. So we heard about Dasi, he gave his bones for that Vajra to be made. Then Siddhi, they all sacrifice for others' sake. So why should I hesitate to give up this insignificant land to please this great Brahmana? Till time will destroy everything that we have except our reputation. If I develop a good reputation by offering my property to this Brahmana as a charity, that would be more precious than my insignificant wealth. If becoming poverty stricken by giving charity to the needy is excellent, then what to speak of giving charity to this knowledgeable Brahmana? If I give charity to the needy and become poor, that is great. But if I give this to knowledgeable Brahmana, it is much superior to that. And after that, he is Lord Vishnu. What more? Brahmana and Lord Vishnu combination. And without a second thought, I should give him. I should give him whatever he wants. And he rejected his advice of his guru. And he said, I will give him. And then Shukracharya immediately, his wealth is going, he became angry. And he considers, you are not obeying my order. Therefore, I curse you to become poverty stricken. Actually, Lord Vishnu also only made Prokacharya, tell such a curse so that everything goes away from Bali's wealth. So the further we'll read, why this wealth actually went away from Bali, because Lord Vaman wanted to teach him also a lesson. Whenever wealth comes now, people become proud, and it is across in every generation. Everybody who has a little more wealth, he becomes very proud. They get a sense of pride, and they'll start feeling, this is mine, this is mine. That pride, Lord wanted to kill that pride of Bali. And now this thing. So here we saw how his promise and this thing, he stood at his promise. So here one more thing we should learn. So whenever we offer something to the Lord, it is not charity. It is service. There's a difference. We do charity to the poor, that is fine. But when we give something to the Lord, it is service, because Lord has everything. Everything belongs to the Lord. We cannot give Lord what belongs to him. Everything is his. So we say, Tera tujhko arpan, everything is yours. So we are serving. So that's why we say seva. We always say seva. We never say donation or, daan. We never give daan to the God. We don't give donation. It's called service. So it's only service, that also with with devotion, which we have to give. So now this scene is said. Now Lord Vaman, Bali Maharaj told Lord Vaman, take your 3 steps. So immediately Lord Vaman says he's ready, and Vaman Dev, basically everything is ready, and Vaman Dev's feet are again washed, and then everybody is watching. Then Lord starts, what he does, he starts expanding himself. So he from a Brahman boy, he starts increasing his size until everything in the entire universe was occupied. So he became so huge, everything in the gigantic body, everything, the planets, the skies, the ocean, everything came inside his body. They offered prayers to Devtas. Devtas were so happy, and they offered flowers and all those things. And then Lord Vaman covered the entire earth surface in his first gigantic step. In one step, the whole earth surface was taken away. He captured that. And with that, after that, his body covered the vast skies, and his arms covered all directions. And with the second step, he covered all the upper planets. Finally, his foot grew larger and larger and covered all the planets, including Satyalok, Tapalok, Janalok, and others. Thus, the Lord didn't find place for third step. Within 2 steps, everything is covered. And here, one more thing, so the effulgence of the Lord Vaman's tails even defeated the effulgence of Brahmalok. So it's saying the beauty of Lord's, or effulgence of the Lord's toenails was so beautiful that it was much better than the whole Brahmalok. It was so, beautiful and so effulgent. And all the sages were appearing. Lord Brahma, the sages are like Marichi and other yogis, seemed extremely insignificant. And various great personalities came to worship the Lord. And the Lord appeared majestic when he occupied the entire universe with these 2 steps. And this form, gigantic form of the Lord, is called as Trivikrama. Trivikrama is who has conquered all the 3 worlds by occupying them with his own body. So he's occupied the 3 worlds by his own body. That's why he's called Trivikram. And then Lord Brahma, he worshipped Lord Vaman's foot with his water, with his Kamanlu. And then from that, when the water was poured on Lord Vaman's feet, and that water, when it flowed down, it became River Ganga. And it flowed from so River Ganga is actually coming from 3 sources, which is said. So one is the water from Lord Brahma's pot that washed Vaman's foot. That also became River Ganga. And River Ganga arose from the casual ocean outside the universal shell, pierced by Lord Vaman's toenail. So when Lord Vaman was growing, his toenail pierced the casual oceans. Universal cell was pierced, and then from there also Ganga came. And also River Ganga is directly a liquid form of Lord Narayan. So these are the 3 forms of Mother Ganga, River Ganga, which come. So we should understand that River Ganga is a mixture of all the 3. When Lord Brahma is washing the feet of Lord Vaman's toenail piercing a universal shell, and then it's coming, and then it's a liquid form of Lord Narayan also. So Lord Vaman, after that, this thing was now, what should Bali Maharaj do? He was thinking. And then Asuras became very angry over watching. Actually now here Lord is being, they're saying, Lord has cheated us. He has expanded his form, and he has done already only in the interest of the devtas. And he says, he had the king of his king is very truthful, kind towards Brahmana, so he will not punish this cheater. So immediately they wanted to go and fight with Vishnu, but before they could do, and the Lord Vishnu's associates were also there, Nand, Sanan, Jay, Vijay, Garud, Jayan, and they are very powerful. They are as powerful as 10,000 elephants, and they began trampling the asuras. So the thing. So seeing this, Lord Vaman's associates were killing the asuras. Bali told them, stop. So Bali Maharaj asked the asuras, stop, because I have actually not fulfilled my promise. So you don't fight this thing. And plus, he's telling us, by human efforts, no one can defeat all powerful Supreme Lord. Time is also not in our favor. Previously, the fate favored us because, and we could defeat the Devtas and occupy the heaven. See here, Bali Maharaj in the whole episode is very intelligent, very sensible. He's saying, previously our fate was good. That's why we were able to kill the Devtas. But this right now, we cannot. Our fate is not in our favor. It is in the favor of Devtas, because Lord is in favor of them. And we must wait till time favors us. And by the influence of time, one can lose power, position, and everything. Better you all go to the lower planets now. So then he sent all the demons back to the lower planets. And Indra, they got the planets back. And then Garud came. So Garud came and he tied Bali Maharaj with ropes. So with the ropes of Varun. So Varun Pasha, he was tied because he did not fulfill his promise. So then Lord Vaman is telling to Bali, say, O king, you had promised me 3 steps, but I occupied the entire universe with just 2 steps. Where should I put my 3rd step? Being proud of your wealth, you promised me to gift me 3 steps of land, but you couldn't fulfill your couldn't fulfill your promise. One who doesn't give charity properly should go to hell. So now, although here actually it's a lesson on cheating. Great people cheat for great cause. Also, Lord Vaman cheated Bali, but he did so for Bali's benefit. So there were 2 benefits. Lord Vaman would have wanted, Indra, Lord Indra to get the heavenly planets, but he also wanted Bali Maharaj to become famous, because he was his devotee and he was becoming proud and he was falling. So he wanted his devotee to be protected. So if a devotee is proud of thinking of oneself as the proprietor of everything, the Lord takes his property away. One of the biggest important lessons. If Lord loves you a lot and you have become proud because of your wealth, first thing is Lord will take away all your wealth. He will test you. He will take away your wealth so that your pride comes, you become humble. He will never let his devotee become proud. And this is to protect his devotee from illusion and pride and show special mercy. By taking everything away from Bali, Lord Vaman allowed him to surrender himself fully. Later, the Lord gave himself as Bali to Bali, as we will see in the next chapter. So whatever God does is for our good. Thus, externally, the Lord might seem partial or biased, but in reality, he is only our well-wisher in all circumstances. So what we'll do, there's one portion of now when Bali Maharaj will give his head. He'll say, you put your 3rd step on my head, and then how Bali Maharaj will be blessed. So that we'll continue in the next session. So Bali Vaman story is very, very important for learning purpose, for our really knowledge. So we'll continue on this thing. Then also I had one story on Mirabai, so we'll do it on Wednesday. We'll continue the session on Wednesday. Okay.